All right, guys, I was able to find my own nut and bolt and finally MacGyver that thing back. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Supercar Street Racing here, out in the garage with the Green Machine 200 EFI. Got some modifications we're going to be doing to this today. We are going to remove the top speed limiter, and that limits the cart to 25. However, the cart does 28. We are also going to be installing a battery tender on the cart so that it stays charged when I'm not using it. And we are taking a look at the part of the cart that is annoying, and that is the backup warning chime. We are going to be removing that. So let's start with the backup chime. All right, guys, taking a look at the speed limiter on the cart, it is mechanically limited to 25 miles an hour with this set screw. So I removed the bolt from underneath the vehicle. All we had to do now was just pull out this speed limiter here. And what we're going to do is I have a little baggie for it marked in case I ever sell the cart. If somebody wants the speed limiter back on, we've got our speed limiter right there. So the top speed is now unlimited on the golf cart, whatever the motor can do. However, the guy who I bought it from said don't keep it at high speed for a long period of time because the oil will run up, stay in the top of the engine, and it will do damage to the engine. So you're not supposed to run it hard for a long period of time. The next thing we're going to do here is we are going to install our battery tender so that we keep this battery charged when we are not using the cart. So we're going to get our tripod out and go ahead and do that now. All right, we are back out here in the garage with the Green Machine 200 EFI, and here is the battery. Looks like it is just your standard hex nut with screw terminal. Now here we have our battery tender that has the screw holes to attach it permanently to a battery. We're going to use this, and what we are going to do is look for a good place under here that we can secure the connector on the end to, so that when we want to use the battery tender, we can just reach under and plug in the cord here. So here's the end that plugs in. It's a quick connector. We're either going to try to do that in the front of the cart or the back of the cart. The front is more convenient. The cable is not very long at all. That's the only issue, is we may not have enough to really do that. We may have to extend this cable. Yep, I think we got to extend this cable because I kind of want it to be underneath, and let's see how long it is. So when it's fully connected here, it's going to be about that long. Let's see if I can actually reach under there and still grab the cord. If I can, then that's fine. We'll just tie it off and use it like that. So let's see, we probably need that much. So it's kind of inconvenient. I think I'm going to go ahead and extend this cable. So we will go ahead and do that now with my new heat gun and my new connectors. All right, guys, we are back, and here is the original cable. And if we take a good look at this cable, on the red side, there is some markings, some white markings, so we can keep the red, the positive, and the negative separated. We've got our heat shrink tubing here, and we've got some extra wire, some landscape light wire that's kind of perfect for this if we can get it inside of these solder shrink guys. So I'm going to go ahead and cut towards the end, not all the way to the end, but semi towards the end. And maybe right there is fine. Okay, now let's go ahead and separate the wires. Okay, they're actually red on the inside as well, so that helps us with keeping positive and negative in track. There's a red wire inside there showing you that that's positive. Got my wire strippers here. I opened the freaking heat shrink connectors from the wrong side, and they all fell out of their little pockets. So yeah, so they were nice and organized, but now they're not. All right, we're gonna take and strip back some wire. Now this wire has to reach all the way to the center where the solder is on your connector. If you look right here, so it's got to go all the way to the middle. So we're going to do the same with the other side. Kind of helps to have something non-fireproof to do this on, because this heat gun gets pretty hot. Not working very well on that one. Doesn't want to strip that side off very well, because there's also a wire inside of this. There's insulation. Not a wire, there's insulation inside the insulation, so it's not able to strip completely. So there's that one. We'll go ahead and twist these up. And then got our heat shrink solder terminal here. It's a little big. We got to do this twice also. Remember, we're extending this thing, and we don't need that much, but let's extend it by like that much. So here's our, we're using landscape lighting wire, which is fine. And then of course, we want to make sure that we get heat shrink tubing also over it before we connect, or we won't be able to do it afterwards. So I want to see how big this insulation is on this. Pretty thick insulation, because outside the wire tends to deteriorate fast. So the other wire is a little bit too big for the yellow size, but I think it's perfect for this. Let's see. Go ahead and twist this up. Now we got to make sure we get positive and negative correct. So we're going to do positive with the white marking on our landscape wire. It actually fits perfect on these. So what you do is you put it inside the tubing to the solder point. Then you insert your other wire, the same amount, but we already messed up because we need heat shrink tubing. So we're going to go ahead and put heat shrink tubing on this. Do I have enough? Yeah, I have 4. So let's pull that back off. Well, actually we could have done it from the other side as well, but let's pull it off and put our heat shrink tubing on. This is the only size that will fit. Alright, it's stuck inside. Let's do it that way. Okay, we got heat shrink on this side. We honestly don't need that much. Let's shrink that. Yeah, we do. We do need that much. Let's put it back through. So we got our heat shrink tubing in there. This is going to be positive. Make sure I still got that positive. It is. It's the side with the marking on the wire. The get our wires inside there. Make sure inside of your connector that the wires are through the part with the solder, okay? Because otherwise they are not going to solder down. Now, ideally, I wish we had something better to heat gun on, because this gets pretty hot and all we have is the table here. So we don't want to shrink our tubing yet, so this is kind of a pain, like when you're doing this. Like when you do the first one, it's kind of a pain, honestly. Okay, so positive. Try this again. I'm trying to figure out where to put it when I actually start. I guess that's fine. Oh, I ripped it right out. Nice job. See what I mean though? It easily comes apart. So that's the only complaint I have. It'd be better if you had some clamps or something. But let's go ahead. See how the other wire always tends to get in the way and stuff? It's awkward doing the first one. When I do this, I do the plastic first so that it goes ahead and holds the wire in. Like that. See how it shrunk around the plastic? And then you can concentrate on the solder part. Wires are right in the way. Now you melt the solder in the center. And it says when you do it to hold the gun, to rotate the gun around the solder to make sure it melts all the way around. So I'm trying to do that now. Alright, I think I got it. Remember, this is very hot. It'll melt whatever you put it on. So yeah, that looks good. I don't know if you guys can see, but looks like I got it done. Now I've got the heat shrink tubing right over it. Might be kind of big for this, but I don't think I can get neck size down on here. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's hot. Let's see if I get the neck size. No, that's not going to go over it. So it might be loose, this heat shrink tubing, when we get done. Might be a little loose. Let's see what happens. Okay, got our first one on. And now it's time to do our second one. So we put our heat shrink tubing over it. And we got our connector here. And both the wires are in there and they're ready to go. Let's go ahead and shrink the plastic. Plastic is shrunk. Now I'm going to work on the solder part. Alright, I saw the solder melt, so that one's good. Yep, now let's get our heat shrink around it. Uh-oh. Is it coming out? Oh, my tubing melted too soon. Yep, that one kind of got messed up, guys. I'm not sure if it's still connected or not. My tubing melted before I got it on. Oh well, it was looking good until that one. Alright, let's get our second one on. So here's our extension. We need another heat shrink. This time we got to make sure we don't put our heat shrink tubing across it until it's completely dry, because it melted right away and messed up our connector. Alright, we need plus, which is right here. And plus right here. Okay, let's go ahead and melt our heat shrink. And now our solder. Okay. Now it's got to cool off a bit before we pull our heat shrink over it. Lesson learned. So that's cooling off. It's still quite hot. We need another heat shrink and another connector. Put our heat shrink tubing on. I really messed that one up down there. I'm so bummed because it was perfect before that. Okay, got our tubing ready. Put our wire through it. And go ahead and melt the solder. Should be good. Don't forget this gun is very hot. Okay. So that one I think is cool enough for heat shrink, hopefully. Let's go ahead and do that. All right, one side done. Okay, other side. Okay, so we got that one mistake down here. Pretty crucial. Oh well, we made a mistake right there. So, I don't have another bigger piece that I can actually get around there. So I'm going to use the tried and true method of electrical tape at this point. go ahead and wrap this guy up. Hopefully this works. I didn't test it yet. It's a good connection there. Go ahead and do this side. All this really is for is to keep the wires nice and neat. They're already insulated. Still a hot little potato. All right, guys, we have our extended battery tender cable here. Let's go ahead and put it on. All right, we're back out here trying to install our battery tender. So we are looking for the right size wrench, and it appears to be metric. I don't think I have it. I don't have a lot of metric wrenches. Let's see what I have here. It's not an 11, so it's pretty small. I don't know if I'll be able to get a socket on it. A 10. Problem is, I think it's blocked by the. That might be it. Might be a 10. Let's see. Okay. 10 worked. Connector is this? We have to get it all the way off for almost like thinking we should just do the I was thinking maybe doing the can't even talk. Negative last, but I guess it doesn't matter. Doesn't want to go on. Let's see. We need a maybe Phillips. Okay, what did I do? Oh, there's a nut on the bottom. The nut came off on the bottom. Dude, really? Well, this sucks. Well, this is a pain. The hell am I gonna get this thing back on? Dumbest design ever. think I got it, but man, that is a stupid design. Yeah, that did it. Now, when you do this, you got to make sure that you don't touch any anything negative with the positive terminal. You won't want to see what that does. Once again, screw. The nut is like way down in there. And kind of a pain to get back on. This is such a stupid ass design. I guess that's the way to do it. Make sure you don't touch your screwdriver or anything while you're doing this. This sucks. Next thing that's going to happen is it's going to fall out. You know it. So what's happening is the nut is in a place where you can't get to it, and it falls down. Makes it very hard to put back on. Dumbest design I've ever seen. The screw is not long enough. The screw is not long enough on either side to just get the nut. So it's like maybe one thread too short. Or the bolt or the post is like, you can't get a screwdriver in there either. This thing sucks. I hate it. I gotta figure out a better strategy for that one. Wish you guys could see this dumb design. It's like there's a nut that holds, there's a nut that you have to screw down into and you can't get to it. The problem is the bolt itself is too short. If it was like one thread longer, it would work. But it's not long enough to bite on the screw. You need literally 3 hands to do this, or 2 people. Or you gotta be lucky. And I think I got lucky on that one, on the negative cable. Yep, that's what happens. Yeah, now the nut's like coming out. This sucks big time. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Why? would they do this? Did I just lose it? Yep. This is a dumb design. I'm sorry. Stupid design. And I think they fell. I think it's a nut, but I can't tell. Where'd it go? Well, I think I lost. I lost it. Great. Where the hell could it go? Alright guys, I don't know what to do about this guy because the other side tightened right up. This guy's not tightening. I lost a little thing, I think. I heard it fall, but I don't see it anywhere. Unless it fell on this tray. Tray under here could have fallen into, but I don't see it. Well, I gotta figure out what to do about this. Alright guys, I was able to find my own nut and bolt and finally MacGyver that thing back. Not ideal. I'll go ahead and look for a replacement bolt for that. I don't know where the bolt or the nut went. Barely got a nut underneath that thing. Now what I want to do is tie this up really nice and run it down the side of the battery so it can go down to the underneath the cart and then will be available up front. So I'm going to get some zip ties here. And I'm going to first tie it off to this battery clamp. Battery clamp's just a bungee cord, by the way. Just like that. Cutters. Trim the zip tie off. Which isn't working at all because they're too big. And rotate the zip tie to the back so you can't see the ugly clamp part. And then the rest goes down here. Gonna put one maybe around this break. Well, no, probably around this cable. See if I can get you guys a view of this. You might not be able to see this. It's hard to get a camera view, but I'm going to tie it up to. There is a throttle cable or something here. I'm going to go ahead and tie it to that underneath, which is really hard to get to, by the way. Yeah, it looks like that might be that's one of the brake cables, I think. I wish I would have made the wire a little longer now. I don't know why I do that all the time. It's not quite long enough to be effective, I don't think. Which means it's going to require a little bit of getting underneath the cart to connect, which I don't like. They do sell these longer, so I have that option. And also I can get a little bit more slack out of it. Right here. Need my scissors. Grab my scissors real quick. Okay, that's good. So what I'm doing now is up under here, I am tying it off to this cable. You guys won't be able to see that, so I'll be right back. All right, we're back in the garage with the Green Machine 200 EFI. We got our battery tender connected, running down through the bottom. We have it tied off right here. And if that looks bad and I start seeing it, I will move it. But for right now, it's ready to go. And we've got our battery tender right here. I'm gonna go ahead and plug that in and then plug it into our cart, which probably will take 2 hands. But all we have to do in the future is just undo this little cap here and plug it in. I'm gonna do that now. Okay guys, we got our battery tender plugged in. It is showing a red solid light, and that means that the battery is charging. Now don't forget, the battery tender charges very slowly, so it'll take a couple of days to charge this guy up to topped off power. But the good thing is I don't drive the cart every day, so this means that this battery will stay charged. Now all we have to do is button up the top and we should be good to go. All right, so that was the first time I ever took the top off, the hood. Here is the hood, and really it just slides in down here, and then it has 2 latches at the top that just twist. So I think that's all the way in. And then I had a difficult time with this last time. I don't know why, because it's super easy. It's got 2 slots down here. Bummer, every time I do this, I get fingerprints on it. Alright, so that one's it. This one gave me trouble last time. Yeah, it's in. Now, we just gotta clean off all our fingerprints. Got the clean and shine out. When you do this, you get fingerprints all over the cart. Clean and shine will get it right out. You know, it's like wet wax. Up here. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode of modifying the golf cart. That will charge now for, say, probably 24 hours. It will flash green first, and then when it is fully charged, it will stay green. That is the Battery Tender Junior and the Green Machine EFI 200. Like and subscribe. Love you guys. Peace out.